Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Today, inshallah, we're going to start chapter 8, assuming that you have watched the videos. I'll take that. So chapter 8, the whole chapter talks about how to apply the subnet mask properly on any address, to divide the address into a network part and a host part. The network part always stays the same. The host part, if it's all zeros, then this is the network address. If it's all ones, this is the broadcast address. If it's anything in between, this is a valid host address. That's it. So this is the whole chapter. So it goes on and on what is the difference between private address, public address, and what are the ranges of addresses for private and public and so on. But the main idea is it's the same. And the main issue for this chapter is to be able to do the calculations extremely fast and hopefully without using calculator, because if you use the calculator it will slow you down. So at least we should not use the calculator except for very exceptional cases, because it will slow us down. So we'll try to go through some tips even for the simple conversion between binary to decimal and decimal to binary. I mean, if you have to do one from scratch, you shouldn't be doing the same for all the numbers. So you always relate the numbers to the old ones that you have done the calculations for. So try to always be progressive in terms of how fast you perform the calculations. And I will show you what I mean in this activity here. So we've done this, before lots of times, but we need to learn some tips how to do this very fast. Okay. So the first activity here, we need to convert binary to decimal. This is like 101, math 101. So we need to do it for all these four binary numbers. And of course, I shouldn't be telling you this, but this bit is equivalent to 128, and then 64, and then 32, and then 16, and 8, and so on. So you just need to sum all the numbers. If it's 1, then you sum the number. If it's 0, then you don't have to add anything. So you just go through these four numbers, and it shouldn't take you more than a minute, but I will give you more than that because I need to distribute the midterm papers. So I will give you a little bit more than that. Okay. So go through these four numbers, and so let's do that very fast. So of course this number here, 128 plus 32. So it's 160. If you compare those, the only difference is here. So this one is equivalent to 8. So I don't have to do the calculations again. So it's 168. Okay? So these are things to pay attention to. The only difference is in 1 bit or 2 bits. So I just need to do the calculation for this 1 bit or 2 bits only. Okay? So the difference between here and here is here and here. And this is a 5. Right? 101 is 5. So it's 173. Okay? And the difference between here and here is a minus 4. 169. So very fast. I didn't have to, just from one calculation, I can relate the others to it. So I can do it very fast. I didn't have to use the calculator in anything. And I can do it very fast. Okay? So let's do the same for the next size. And here, we need to do the reverse operation. So we need to convert from decimal to binary. Okay? And again, we need to use the same concept more or less. So 51 is not more than 128, so it's 0. It's not more than 64, so it's 0. It's more than 32, so it's 1. And 32 is 19. So 19 is more than 16, so it's 1. And 16, then 3. 3 is actually 0011. That's it. So it's 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0011. This one is different by 8, right? So I just need to add 1 here instead of the 0. That's it. The rest will be the same. Okay? 147, let's do 147. 147 is more than 128, so it's 147, 128, that's 9, 1. Again, 19. So it's 19, it's not more than 64, it's not more than 32, it's more than 16. And again, 16 is 3, so 0011. So that's 1001, 0011. And again here, here. This is 0 and this is 1. The only difference between this and this is again 8. So I don't have to do the calculations again. I can do it very fast. Why do I say this? Is that in many cases, for the same subnet, you see the addresses are very close. So in that case, the differences will be like 4, 5, 8, things like that. So for the addresses within the same subnet, you will find some proximity between the numbers. So if you convert one to decimal, you don't have to convert the other one. You can just relate them together and speed up the calculation. Okay. This exercise is how to apply the subnet mask. Unfortunately, they give you everything. So the subnet mask is actually converted to binary, and the host part is converted to binary. So this is the address, and this is the subnet mask, and we need you to find, or the other way around, and we need you to find the network address in binary and decimal. I would do it in just one single step, and here you need to observe clearly that if the subnet mask is 0, then I put here 0. I don't have to do any calculations. If the subnet mask is 255, then I need to keep the address as is. So the only part that needs a little bit of calculation is this. Same here. And I would do it in just one single step, really. I don't have to do, it's just everything is calculated for you, so you don't have to do the calculations yourself. In the exam, it would not be that easy. In the exam, you will not get the binary equivalent, so you have to do that using the steps that we have done before. So in one single step, let's just do it very quickly and get it over with. Okay. This is one of the steps, or it's actually one of the most important steps, is that there are some anchor numbers, or they call them magic numbers, or whatever you want to call it. These numbers, they need to be in your mind with the binary equivalence of these numbers. These are, like, if you put 1 and then all zeros, this is a 128. So we know that. If you put 1, 1, and then all zeros, this is 192. I don't have to do the I don't have to do the conversion. 1, 1, 1, and all zeros, this is 224. And then 1, 1, 1, 1, all zeros, this is 240, and then 248, and then 252, and then 254, and of course 255. So this is 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, all zeros, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, all zeros, and so on. So you need to keep these numbers in your mind. And if you look, the pattern here is very simple. These are all valid subnet masks. So if you see these numbers in any byte, that's a valid subnet mask, right? Because it always contains ones on the left and zeros on the right. You will never have ones and then zeros and then ones again. Okay? So these numbers need to be in your mind. Also, if you subtract these numbers by 1, you get a valid broadcast address. if you subtract this by 1, so for example, we'll do it later.
What if it's just one?
Yeah?
Just one, number one.
Number 1, yeah.
Is it valid? I mean, instead of
No, number 1 is not valid. Number 1 is 1, 0, 0, 0, and then 0, 0, 0, 0. So this is zeros on the...
but it's consecutive, zeros and ones.
No. The ones have to be on the left. The subnet mask is always ones on the left and then zeros on the right. Okay. Okay. All right. So again, the only calculation we need to do is here. So the subnet mask means that this part will exactly be the same, and the rest will be zeros. So this will be 10, 94, and then this, if I add those two together, the result would be 1, 1, 1, all zeros, which is again 2, 2, 4. And then this will be 0. Right? For this one,
It will depend on what you said.
now I AND this with this. So these bits will stay the same. And these bits, regardless of what they are, ended with 0. Anything ended with 0 is 0.
هذا فاهم دكتور بس
Right.
لما فصلتهم خليتهم نصين
Based on the subnet mask, this is what we need to do. The subnet mask, you apply it to the address by just ANDing both together. You're supposed to AND the whole address.
Okay.
But we know that for these bytes, we don't have to perform the calculations from scratch. We know that anything ANDed with ones is the same thing. So we just put this number as is. We don't have to do the AND operation again, because this is all ones. Yeah, you don't have to convert this to binary and then AND it and then convert the binary back to decimal. You don't have to do all these steps. You just need to do it. You just need to just know that ANDing anything with ones is the same thing. So we just put it as is. And this would be 1, 1, 1 and all zeros, which what we said is the same number like here, which is 2 to 4. For this one, again, of course, we take all these bits to be the same. So the only difference is that those 2 bits are going to disappear. For this one, these 2 bits are 0, 1, which means subtract 1 from here. So this is 1, 0. That's it. This is the same, and this is 0. So in one single step, you can do it very fast. حد مش فاهم؟ These 2 bits will vanish, right? Because you have 2 zeros in the subnet mask, and the rest will be the same. So, which means that these 2 bits, instead of 0, 1, they will become 0, 0. يعني معناها subtract 1 from the original number. And the original number is 109. So it becomes 108. That's it. Very fast, very easy. I don't have to do any calculations on the calculator or anything. You just need some practice. That's it. Of course, you can do mistakes. It's not a problem, but practice makes progress. Okay? سهلة عشان اللي كان عايز calculations بقى ياخد calculations. I practice just practice. The whole chapter is just practice. This chapter and the next chapter is the same, really. It's nothing new.